Welcome dear students. Today we will discuss defects in condensed milk and dried milks. It is absolutely essential to maintain the quality of good grade concentrated milk during storage until it reaches the intended customer. Condensed milk and evaporated milk are the products suitable for prolonged storage. They have typical properties after production by which they are identified by the customer. Condensed milk should have ideally clean, pleasant aroma, a pronounced sweet taste, smooth and uniform body and texture, and uniform light color, which should be yellow for cow milk and light greenish white for buffalo milk. Evaporated milk should have mild, pleasant flavor, a relatively viscous body, uniformly smooth in texture, and uniform in color. These properties must be such that the product is fit for sale immediately after production and does not alter during reasonable period of storage. If certain defects are noticed in the product, the reasons for the same and the preventive steps to be taken to eliminate defects should also be known to the manufacturer. Now we will discuss the major defects that are characteristics of unmarketable sweetened condensed milk. The first defect in this type of products are sandiness. The relative smoothness of texture of sweetened condensed milk is determined mainly by the size of the lactose crystals it contains. Sandiness is due to the presence of relatively large coarse crystals. For a product of the desired smoothness, the crystals should average less than 10 micron in length. Supersaturation state of sucrose is also sometimes responsible for sandiness defect. When the sucrose ratio of finished product exceeds 64.5%, it approaches the status of saturated solution of sucrose. When such condensed milk is subjected to low temperature, such as in cold storage or otherwise on its journey from factory to customer, some of the sucrose that is present in excess of saturation may crystallize. They give the condensed milk a coarse, sandy texture. Incomplete solution in the pan has also been found to be a contributing factor of sandiness. Cooling of condensed milk must be carried out in such a manner that smooth texture is obtained by the formation of large number of minute sugar crystals. High viscosity also delays the crystal formation. It is therefore necessary to rapidly cool the condensed milk in initial stages. Correct cooling and induced rapid crystallization with correct amount of seed lactose will help to avoid this defect. Optimum storage temperature is also essential to avoid this defect. The next defect in case of sweetened condensed milk is age thickening. It is very common defect encountered in sweetened condensed milk. It may be due to bacterial activity or physicochemical reactions. Bacterial thickening is caused by extremely heavy bacterial contamination with the causative species of microorganisms, which results from lack of efficient sanitary supervision during manufacturing. It can be prevented by proper sanitation and efficiently controlled for warming temperature. In the presence of causative organism, it can be controlled by increasing the sucrose in water ratio to nearly 64.5%. The exact reactions involved in sweetened condensed milk age thickening due to physicochemical causes have not yet been fully explained, but it may be due to hydration of proteins, mainly the casein, which adsorbs water and thicken. The influence of season on age thickening is very marked. In order to avoid early thickening of condensed milk, optimum preheating temperature should be maintained. Sugar should only be added at the end of condensing of milk. The product should preferably be stored at temperatures below 15 degrees Celsius with the addition of proper type of stabilizers. Age thickening may be decreased to a great extent. Now moving towards flavor defects in sweetened condensed milk. The first one is rancid flavor. It is not a frequently occurring defect of sweetened condensed milk. It can be controlled by taking following precautions. First one is forewarming the fresh milk at temperature above 76 degrees Celsius. Second preventive measure could be avoid leaks of raw milk into the batch during forewarming and between the forewarmer and vacuum pan. Third one is do not add sugar during forewarming process. And fourth is use unpolluted water and keep all the equipments in sanitary condition. Second flavor defect is metallic flavor. It may be caused due to the use of copper equipment. It may give pickery coppery taste of copper salts. And preventive measure for this flavor defect is use stainless steel equipments to avoid this flavor defect. Tallowy flavor. It is due to the autoxidation of milk fat. Nowadays, it does not occur, but it may occur if the finished product is exposed for a considerable period of time to air and light, and in plants that are still using copper vacuum pans and copper forewarmer. Fat separation. It is the result of abnormally low viscosity and thin body. In such milk, at rest, there is definite tendency of some of the fat to rise to the surface, forming a layer that has deeper yellow color than fresh milk. This defect can be controlled by proper processing and proper concentration of total solids. Dark color. The immediate causes of the discoloration are the intense heat treatment during forewarming and high storage temperature. At low temperature, the color is not noticeably affected by aging. Now let us see some of the defects in evaporated milk. The major defects that are characteristic of unmarketable evaporated milk are discussed here. Curdiness due to heat coagulation. For the dependable prevention of curdiness and other physical defects that dissipate the marketable properties of finished product, it is necessary to efficiently control the viscosity of evaporated milk. The causes and prevention of curdiness due to heat coagulation are briefly summarized as follows. Curdy evaporated milk is due to too low heat stability in the presence of heat treatment used for sterilization. When the cooking time approaches the heat stability time, there is danger of permanent curdiness in the finished product. If the heat stability of evaporated milk is too low to ensure freedom from curdiness, it may be increased and curdiness prevented by use of higher forewarming temperature or by the proper use of casein stabilizer. Higher homogenizing pressure such as pressure between 211 and 281 kg per centimeter square or higher lowers the heat stability and increases the tendency to curdiness. The other defect in evaporated milk is age thinning. Milk-like consistency of evaporated milk indicates its low viscosity. This defect may be due to insufficient concentration of milk and inadequate or no homogenization of milk or improper sterilization. This defect is eliminated by following correct or adequate processing conditions and storing the product at low temperature. Fat separation in evaporated milk during storage. Adoption of homogenization as an integral function of manufacturing of evaporated milk eliminates the defect of fat separation as a serious problem. Yet, even in the homogenized product, The distribution of fat globules is not permanently uniform. On progressive storage of homogenized product, it becomes higher and richer on top layer. The reasons for this defect to appear are inadequate homogenization, high storage temperature, long storage period, and improper handling during storage. Proper homogenization, low temperature storage, and correct handling of product will eliminate this defect. Mineral deposit. Under certain conditions, there is a tendency for a whitish, gritty deposit to form near the bottom of the container. This deposit consists chiefly of tricalcium citrate. This gritty sediment formation takes place during prolonged storage of evaporated milk. The rapidity with which the sediments are formed is influenced by the nature of milk, conditions of manufacture, and temperature of storage. Selection of good quality milk, correct processing conditions, and low temperature storage will help to eliminate this defect. Higher viscosity of product is less prone for this defect. Browning of evaporated milk. The reasons for browning or darkening of color is due to reaction in the presence of sterilizing heat between the sugar of milk and certain amino acid. The color of evaporated milk darkens with age. The rate of darkening increases with storage temperature. At 5 degrees Celsius or below, there is no change of color during storage. The brown color defect in evaporated milk is eliminated by employing proper preheating temperature, correct sterilization process, and low temperature for storage of product. Let us now discuss some of the common defects found in dried milks. Milk powders possess various organoleptic, physicochemical, and reconstitutional properties, which are important to both industrial and consumer use. These properties are the basic elements of quality specifications for milk powders. These properties of powder are affected by the milk quality, the design of the evaporator and dryer, and by the process conditions. During drying process, care is taken to conserve as much as possible the natural properties of the original raw milk. Quality of dried products should be such that when reconstituted with water, give little or no evidence of detrimental change compared to the original liquid products. Some of the common defects that may develop in dried milk products due to various reasons are described here. Off flavors. In case of off flavors, let us start with oxidized or tallowy flavor. Whole milk powder undergo lipid oxidative deterioration. Higher storage temperature, higher acidity, sunlight and ultraviolet irradiation, presence of copper and iron promote faster development of oxidative deterioration. Rancidity in dried milk. Rancidity is due to hydrolysis of fat through lipase enzyme, leading to production of free fatty acids like butyric acid. Stale flavor. Carbonyl compounds formed during Maillard reaction is responsible for stale flavor. Oxidation by products also contribute to a stale cardboard-like flavor. This defect is accelerated by high moisture content and high temperature during storage. Cooked flavor. Milk powders often have cooked flavor, which results from components formed during preheating and evaporation. During drying, conditions are mostly not such that of flavors are induced. On the contrary, a considerable part of the volatile sulfhydryl compounds, especially hydrogen sulfide, is removed. A cooked flavor in milk powder mainly results from methyl ketones and lactones formed by heating of the fat, which is not quite common in case of skim milk powder, and form Maillard reaction products. Discoloration. Milk powder tends to darken during storage, turning to brown due to Maillard reaction, which refers to the reaction between free amino group of protein and lactose. This is associated with old or stale of flavor. High moisture content and high storage temperature enhance browning discoloration. Free fat. The amount of free fat in dried milks varies appreciably depending upon the manufacturing method and storage conditions. It is lowest in spray dried powders and highest in roller dried ones. The figures of free fat as percentage of total fat have been reported in literature ranging from 1 to 20% in case of spray dried powders, and in case of roller dried powders, the free fat content may range from 91.6 to 95.8%. Free fat content of milk powders affect flowability, reconstitutability, and stability of milk powder. The presence of large quantities of free fat tend to increase the susceptibility of fat oxidation and thus to decrease in keeping quality of dried milk. Poor solubility. Powders with poor or low solubility cause sediment, which is unsightly. The sediment produced when milk powders are reconstituted is measured in terms of an insolubility index. So in reality, the solubility of powder is expressed as its degree of insolubility. Insolubility index is a measure of the extent of denaturation of proteins in milk powder. It is determined as the volume of the insoluble sediment after dissolving and centrifuging according to a prescribed procedure. The analysis of insolubles shows this to be a protein or fat or mineral complex, the fat probably being held by relatively weak chemical bonds. The protein itself is casein and or denatured whey proteins. The rate of insolubilization is dependent on both the moisture content and the storage temperature of the milk powders. The insolubilization can be inhibited for all practical conditions of storage by maintaining the moisture level below 3%. Sludge formation. Powders with poor dispersion properties can form sludge and can demand greater energy inputs to ensure complete solution. In an industrial or domestic context, the presence of a sludge following the reconstitution of a milk powder is regarded as a product defect. Scum formation. Scum is the layer formed on the surface of the reconstituted milk comprising of the foam on upper layer and the undissolved or slowly hydrated particles, which are known as flakes, at the lower layer. White flakes. White flakes are slowly hydrated particles in lecithinated whole milk powder and are measured in mm as the lower layer of the scum after reconstitution under specified conditions. The occurrence of white flakes is of similar origin to insoluble sediment. Scotch particles. Scotch particles arise mainly from powder deposits which have been held for long periods in ducts or at other points in the dryer or from drying chamber due to inadequate mixing and directional control of milk and air streams. The moist powder stick to the hot metal surfaces and eventually become brown or even black. Subsequently, large pieces of discolored material may become detached and mix with the powder bulk. Some drying chambers are provided with vibrators or internal rotating mechanical devices to prevent such accumulations. Cakiness. Dried milk absorbs moisture very rapidly from atmosphere, and if packed in materials which are not impermeable to moisture, such as plain paper sack, cardboard cartons, it may develop large hard lumps or severe caking during storage. Amorphous lactose is responsible for the tendency of milk powders to pick up moisture from surrounding air. Milk powder becomes sticky during the first phase of this moisture uptake and stone hard at the end of this process. Final caking is caused by the crystallization of lactose followed by the evaporation of excess moisture. Feathering. Product intended for use as whiteners in hot beverages such as coffee and tea must be reasonably thermostable. The lack of thermostability occurs as so-called feathering, that is, particles visible on the surface or throughout the beverage or sediment at the bottom. The temperature of 80 to 85 degrees Celsius coupled with the low pH of coffee and often high levels of calcium and magnesium hardness in water makes for an environment hostile to milk protein stability. Proper protein standardization, appropriate heat treatment of raw milk, and incorporation of phosphates and citrates as pH regulators and protein stability enhancer are suggested to improve the stability of milk proteins. So, in this module we have discussed various defects which are encountered in condensed milk and dried milk during processing and during storage. Simultaneously, we have discussed preventive measures for these defects. Thank you.